Hi everybody, it's Julia Sansevere. It's Wednesday, November 9th. Big day today. I guess you all know what happened, but so I don't have to go there. But what we have in the studio tonight is the second half of my two-part series on the rivers. And I've got the River Kids here tonight from the Rivers Coalition, and they were here last week, the Rivers Coalition, the adults, and now we have the kids. And the River Kids are awesome because they started the organization in 2011, and it's 5 years later. It's still going strong. And we have the founder, Olivia.
Oh, Naya.
Naya?
Naya
okay. I just met everybody. So would you please introduce yourselves?
I'm Naya Mader. I started River Kids about 5.5 years ago with my best friend Evie. And it started off really small. We had a couple members, but today we have over 400 members currently protesting to save our rivers, to fight for clean water. And we have various different organizations that we donate to. We have different events that we do. So it's just a grassroots organization that we love kids to get involved with.
Great. And so this is the Martin County Difference with Julia Sansevere, your dancing realtor. And later in the show, I'm going to introduce a couple of my sponsors who helped me get to where I got with the dancing, with the fundraising, and broke a record because of all their help. And the show developed into what is good about Martin County, what's different about us, because there are so many wonderful organizations like River Kids, and you've been following me on Facebook, and you know there are so many great organizations, and Martin County is different. We are special, and we love it here, and we want to keep it that way. So the River Kids have set out, and I think a very good mission to educate our public, and you've broken it down into this booklet, right? And we introduce your other friends on the panel tonight, please.
Hi, I'm Olivia Siegel. I moved here from Miami, and when I moved here...
No, not right now. We're not on the radio yet. 2 minutes. Yeah, keep going.
And when I moved here, I saw what was happening, and Naya was my best friend, so I immediately joined into the cause.
Okay.
I'm Keely Meter, and I'm Naya's sister, so I've been a member for as long as she has, and
That's a long time, 5 years. In a kid's life.
Yeah.
Not much time in my life. Oh yeah, it is. Well, and so what's your latest thing that you're doing? You did the workbook, right? And that's in the schools now?
That's all over the Martin County district.
Let's show that up. All right, because this is right here. This is, it's Marty the manatee, and it was named after who? Do you know? Do you know who
Oh, Marty Baum.
Marty Baum.
Yeah.
He's the river keeper for the Indian River Keeper. And I was looking at this, and I just think it's fabulous. And we're going to be going on WSTUTV.com in about 1 minute. That's the fickle finger of fate there, from Frank. And we are also on 1450 AM. So we'll be live on those. But so what we're doing is we're on Facebook. We start off on Facebook. We try to hopefully build a following. Tell your friends. Share this. Because this is a really important topic. And I feel there's hope in the air and changes are coming. And we want to keep this going. And I started the radio show to build awareness about Healthy Start Coalition and the babies and the moms that needed help in Martin County to have a healthy start. And it grew from that. So these other wonderful organizations that need a light shined on them to help them continue to grow and prosper, that's what we're all about. So it started out, you know, in a vein of real estate, because I'm a realtor. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to say who I am and what I do. Right. So I'm Julia Sansevere. I'm a realtor.
3 seconds.
Oh, 3 seconds till the radio. Okay. So we'll see you on the other side of the intro. Thanks. Hang in there, everybody on Facebook, and tell all your friends. Share it.
The views and opinions on this program are not necessarily those of WSTU Digital 1450. The opinions expressed are those of the program hosts and guests. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time now for the Martin County Difference with your host, dancing realtor Julia Sansevere.
Hi everybody, it's Julia Sansevere. Everybody on Facebook, we did this already a few minutes ago, but we're going to start all over again for WSTUTV.com and 1450 AM. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's a really good show. We have the River Kids from Rivers Coalition in the studio tonight. And we just did introductions before, so we're going to start over again. We've got Olivia Siegel, she originally was a founder of River Kids. Huh? Naya was?
Yeah.
What did Olivia do?
Joined in.
Oh, she joined in. Okay, good. Okay, I got my notes wrong. But then who you started it with? I know her.
Evie Flaw.
Evie Flaw. Hi, Evie. Hi. And hi, Jackie Thurlow-Lippish. That's Evie's aunt. And she was the adult who helped get it going, right? And Jackie has a wonderful blog. Just look her up out there on the internet, Jackie Thurlow-Lippish. She writes about the river, and she has kept our government leaders informed and kept the public informed. And now the River Kids are doing that and doing it really well. And the show is the Martin County Difference with Julia Sansevere, your dancing realtor. And tonight you're going to meet a couple of my sponsors who helped me through the dancing event to raise money. And that's one of the things I did, which was to raise over $38,000 for Healthy Start Coalition. And I got this show started so I could try to get that awareness and build that audience and raise that money. So, and it's just flourished. It's gone on from there. And it's wonderful to have these lovely ladies in the studio tonight. And so along with Evie, we have Nick. You're Nick. No, wait, that's Nick. This is hilarious. Okay, get to know your guests. Nick is the mom. Nick Mater. Okay, Nick Mater. And Naya and Keely are her daughters. Okay, and Naya is 16, and that's you. I figured that out. And Keely is 12. That's you. Okay, and now Olivia Siegel, 15. And this started in 2011, right? Okay, and this is the microphone you're going to talk into for the radio for now, because this is the Facebook one, but you're going to be real close to that. So tell us your story, would you please, Naya?
About 5.5 years ago in 2011, me and my best friend Evie Flaw started River Kids with one lemonade stand. And it started off very small with only a few members, and we had various different events, or we donated money to different organizations, and ever since then it's just gone uphill. We have over 400 members today, and we just keep on spreading awareness to all the kids and the adults also, and it's really important to spread that message to all the kids over Martin County.
Absolutely. And how did that lemonade stand come about? That's the one thing that I think is so cool, that it started with a lemonade stand.
We were actually looking through the newspaper one day, me and her, and that was when the Haiti earthquake had happened, and we thought, oh, why don't we do a lemonade stand to raise money for the earthquake? But then there was an article below that about how the Rivers Coalition needed more youth involved with helping out with the river and stuff like that. So Evie's mom had the idea, why don't you do that for something more local? And so that's how it started.
That's great. I love it. Out of a lemonade stand. And Nick, what did you think about that? You step up to the microphone, push that over. Thanks. What did you think about that?
Well, what happened is the girls raised $80-something for Rivers Coalition, and Eve Samples caught wind of it. And so she posted them in the Stewart News with a little blurb, and then the Palm Beach Post got a hold of it. The Palm Beach Post came and did an article on them, and so Jenny Flaw and I our wheels started spinning, and we decided to create a group called the River Kids, and then Jackie helped us get kind of instituted in with Sewell's Point and the town of Sewell's Point, so they really took us under their wing. We had our first big lemonade stand in September 2011, and we had over 200 people show up, tons of kids sign up. We had county commissioners, we had South Florida Water Management District folks, we had all kinds of people come and donate tons of money, some realtors, yes, and so it really snowballed, and it has been an amazing journey ever since, because everybody seems to gravitate towards it, because it's kids being advocates for a local cause that is so important to this area, the economy, for just Florida in general too, to set an example. So the girls really took it and ran with it, and then right after they started this, Olivia and her family moved here at the end of the summer, and they got involved big time, and we've been to Washington a few times, we've been to Tallahassee, we've spoken on the steps of both capitals, we've really walked our talk and hoping that people listen. So.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. So if you're out there on Facebook, or you're out there on the radio, or WSTUTV.com, this is so important, and it is so gratifying to me to see this is the best and brightest hope we have for our future. I just get chill bumps when I think about it, that the youth this is not wasted on me anyway, that our youth, you know, I look at the kids out there on, you know, the talent shows or whatever, and it's like, when I was 12, what was I doing, you know, or 15? And you guys started an organization with a lemonade stand, and it's grown, and it continues to grow. And I think what's really good about it is that it breaks it down. It's not just, we've got this problem and we don't know what to do. You've really come at it with thoughtful awareness, and you've written this wonderful workbook. Show that again. This is the workbook.
Yeah,
and
I would like to add
Yes.
that the workbook, that started with Jackie and with
Yes.
Mary Ann Conrad, who's
Okay.
a local teacher who's an amazing woman that we've grown up with. And so the three of us sat down and looked at what we wanted to do, and Mary Ann really wrote it for the school system. But I would like to say that Crystal Lucas, we did the second version.
Right.
And her class, when she was still a teacher at Jensen Beach High, her and her class helped her write that and did most of the writing, and amazing work. So we're getting ready to do another workbook, and Julia Kelly, by the way, did the artwork.
Yes, I don't want to fail to mention that. Julia Kelly is a local, wonderful artist, and she's very involved in our environment. I remember I went down to spell out "Buy the Land," and there she was with her parasol. And so she's a wonderful, caring citizen of Martin County, and you know, it's just more and more people like that, that if we get together, we can make change. And I think that you know, the chains of change have been rattled, and I think that we're going to get some movement in that. I think, you know, we don't need to get into all the where and why and how and who, but it is a political football, and we need to get the people who make decisions to listen. So what are some of the ways that you girls have had to get that attention? How have you done that?
We've been involved with Patrick Murphy a lot when he was still in office. Sadly, he lost last night, which we're really upset about. So he was doing a lot for our river, and so we looked up to him a lot. We looked at him to make the right decision, and he was when he was a congressman. But now we're really leaning on like Marco Rubio to make the right choice, because he's our senator now, and so we're hoping that all of our congressmen and senators now will do the right thing.
Well, that's what it all boils down to, is the people that have the influence to make the laws, to make the restrictions for the kind of, you know, what happens going into the lake and what comes out of the lake. And basically, I know I'm preaching to the choir out there, but for those of you who don't know, and you know, people from Texas and my friends from New York, you're on Facebook, thank you for joining us. You don't always know what's going on in another state in our wonderful country. And Florida is a wonderful state with a big, beautiful lake in the middle of it called Lake Okeechobee. And naturally, the lake used to drain out and go south into the Everglades and go all the way down to the Florida Keys. And the water from the lake is fresh, but not exactly fresh. It's not pure, it's not clean. And there's runoff from farmers. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? There's runoff from the farmers, the pesticides, the fertilizers. And so that drains into the lake, right? And this is like the top 10 things every kid should know, kind of. And I love how you break it down, you know, that why is Lake Okeechobee important, right? And it's the second largest freshwater lake in the United States, besides the Great Lakes. And if it gets too full, the government drains it into our rivers. And that's where this all begins. So I love that you have this question and answers on riverscoalition.org/riverkids. Go there. I encourage you to go there, because there's just, it's so wonderful. The book is there. You can download it, this booklet, and these questions. And, you know, just when I first moved here, I kept going over a river and going, didn't I just go over this river, over a bridge? How many rivers are there?
2.
Right. And what are their names?
St. Lucie and Indian.
Very good. You passed. And where is Lake Okeechobee? Do you know? Do you know where it is exactly? How do you get there?
Well, it's like more in the middle of Florida.
Just touch to the microphone. Sorry, sweetheart.
It's more in the middle of Florida.
Right. Okay. And it's south of Orlando, but just due west of us and north of Miami. So if Miami's down here and Orlando's up here and we're here, we get the real thing coming out of the lake, right? So Stewart really and Martin County get that discharge. And the reason they discharge the water is to try to help defray the water, so it won't flood and overflow, right? But as we started to say, the water used to go south. That was the natural way. And it would cleanse itself by the time it got to the Florida Keys. So it doesn't do that anymore. And we need to get it back to doing that. And we had the Rivers Coalition here last week. They did a really good job of explaining that. So I don't mean to doubly explain it, but go ahead.
Do you mind if I have Olivia explain some of the reasons why the water should go south? Olivia, you're really good at this.
That's what you're here for, is to talk.
Okay,
So do it.
I know you explained how the water used to go south, and now that it's changed, we need to send it back south because the Everglades is drying out and it needs more water.
Right.
Also, Miami needs more water and the aquifers and all them. So by taking away the water, we're getting too much and they're getting out enough.
Right.
So if we send it back, it'll hopefully restore that flow.
Right. And there is a way to do it, and that would be purchasing the land south of the lake. And Big Sugar owns that land, and this is where we get into a political football.
Yeah.
Because the land is available there, and we need to get it, whether they donate it or we buy it, and we want that land so that, it's just a little like a flea on a dog's back. It's not much land, right? Isn't that right, Nick? It's 60,000 acres?
Yeah.
It's not that much, that's what they
I'm
said.
not exactly sure how much it is.
It's about 60,000, that's what Daryl said last week, Daryl Brand, and it's not that much.
Is that what we want to buy though?
Yeah, that's the amount.
Right, but yeah, that's for sending the water south to
Yes.
storage. Right,
Yes.
okay. I
The
thought you meant the whole
flowway.
EA.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, not the whole environmental, everything. Just the part that would make a flowway, and that would be so essential for returning the situation to the way it was before man decided to change it. And the reason they decided to change it, Jackie Thurlow-Lippisch told me, just like when we want to get the Olympics in a city here in America, we campaign for it, that we campaigned to have the canal built across the state. Is that right, girls?
Think
Right?
so, yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Back in the 1920s, the 30s in there. And we were excited because that was a good thing. We would have better farmland, and we would have a way to get to the west coast, to the Gulf of Mexico, without going all the way down around the Keys. And we thought it was a great idea, but just like medicine, you've taken medicine before, and it
Yeah.
has a side effect sometimes,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, Mom, this isn't working too well. I've grown 3 hairs over here. So you want to make sure that what you do is responsible, right?
Mhm.
And they just didn't know enough back then to know what they might be doing would be harmful in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, ruining the whole hydrology of the state.
Right. And so what are you doing lately to help advocate for the lake? Is there anything going on? Have you had any awards? Tell us, bring us up to speed.
Well, in the past, we won the Environmental Stewardship Award, and we've attended those banquets, and they're wonderful because they highlight some of the environmental groups in Martin County, which is really great, and we feel honored to have won that. We have what we're going to be doing is again updating this workbook so that it's more current.
Good.
And again, getting that throughout the Martin County School District, and hopefully we will be able to disperse it. And we have a foundation that's been supporting us called the Knopf Family Foundation, which are a wonderful group of people, and they're really supporting us in this workbook, which is nice, and we're hoping to get more funding from them. But we're just plugging along. We're a very grassroots organization, so whatever pops up, we kind of roll with it. We attach ourselves onto other events. We do cleanups. We try to inspire kids on our Facebook page, which people can visit. But
Yeah, that's
it's
what
all grassroots.
That's good. I wanted to mention riverscoalition.org/riverkids, and that's kids with a Z, Kidz. I love that. And they're on Facebook at just River Kids, Kidz. Put that in, and you'll find all their information. And I love these T-shirts. Let's show. Pull your hair back. Yeah, there we go. River Kids. All right. I got one at the By the Land. I have my own, but I forgot to wear it. I was down in Miami Beach this morning, and I posted on Facebook the promo for this, and I was delighted to be there because it was a holiday for my husband and my sisters here and our husbands. We had our anniversaries, and we are 1 year and 1 day apart. So we decided to go down to Miami Beach and splurge a little, and we did.
Aw.
And it was beautiful. And she's standing right over there. Hi, Catherine, my beautiful sister. Come on in, come on in. She is one of my sponsors, she and her husband, Sam. So we were there in this crystal clear blue, Atlantic blue ocean. It's okay, you can stand here. And, because we have a fisheye lens, we got a new lens, guys, so.
Takes in the whole room.
Takes in the whole room. So, as I posted on Facebook today, there's no reason why we can't have this water be as gorgeous as it is down there in Miami Beach. And so, it used to be that way in St. Lucie River and the Indian River Lagoon was the best ecosystem. I mean, the most amazing ecosystem that you could find in all of America. And I've said before, we don't put trash in the Grand Canyon. There's no reason we should be polluting our rivers. So we were there swimming. This is Catherine. Let's see. Oh, scooch down. You're so tall. Catherine and Sam Massey, and they were significant in helping me raise the money. They were my salsa sponsors, and not only that, helping with money, they came all the way from Houston, Texas, and supported me by being in the audience, which was awesome, and brought two of my nieces and the kids with them and everything, so we had a whole family affair.
Wow.
And so I've been explaining to them about the River Kids today and the Rivers Coalition, because, you know, this doesn't affect Texas, but what it does is affect all of us as a nation, that if we don't protect our resources and the Everglades, and all of this is just a beautiful natural resource. It's like the Grand Canyon, and why would you trash it? You want to have that, and the little birds and the little bees, you know, they live during the drought in the little pools of water. But if we have all this poison going in there, cattails grow, isn't that right? The cattails,
Yeah.
they start, and they're spreading a lot every day, and that's a significant sign that it's an unhealthy ecosystem. The situation has really gotten progressively worse. So we really want to reverse that trend. So how can those people out there help you guys get your word out? Can they buy a t-shirt? Can they get the workbook and make a donation?
I would say, first off, check out the Facebook site, because there you can see a lot more information
Okay.
and get really educated.
Good.
And then also join in by buying a t-shirt or checking out the workbook and just really spreading the word, because that's the big thing. Because
Yep.
more people who know about it, more people who know about our cause and can help out.
Right. And were any of you at the Locks in 2013? Okay, tell us about that. And
It was just really disappointing to see what our river had come to, like all the discharges and everything like that. And I think I've been there a couple times in the lost summer of 2013, pretty recently. But just seeing all that gross water made me really think about all the kids' lives that are going to be impacted in the future, how we can't go out in the water, that's our home, we can't basically live in our home anymore. So it was really, it was a really inspiring thing to see that.
And
Water.
what did we do? Remember right after?
Oh, well, we protested against the discharges.
We organized a protest, and all the river kids and a bunch of people came, and it was kind of in the middle of a major storm. But Senator Joe Negron showed up, and that was the first time he was introduced to river kids. But he came, and ever since he's been a big supporter.
yes.
And so we're definitely holding him accountable to hope, you know, and he has. He is very.
Yes. And
Very
he's going to be the
active in
president
trying
of the
to-
Senate this year,
Exactly.
so we're very hopeful. Hi, Senator Negron, I hope you're listening out there, or somebody tells you about this. We really are depending on you and the rest of the legislature in Florida to start to turn this around and help us as a community, but also as a state, to right this wrong. This is something that just should stop. It doesn't need to keep happening. We're going to take a break soon. I want to thank Beth Ann Algie and Lori Dubay. Sam Massey's here, and he's also online. He hit the like button. Caressa Kernan, and she said that the Kernan girls are watching from home. Thanks for spreading the word. The River Kids, Della and Irie. Hi, Della. I met Della at the
They're
beach
so
this summer.
cute.
They're so cute.
They're
And
great.
she's the one, if you saw my Facebook posting that day, she's like, buy the land. and sing this out. She was singing and dancing, doing a little dance. I put it on Facebook.
I have to say, Caressa has been a huge part. She's helped lately, big time with River Kids. She's a river mom that does great work. So
Thank you,
I want
Caressa.
to give a shout out to her.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Caressa. It's good to see you out there. And also Ken Street. Now he's up in New York City. He's one of my friends from New York. And Vivian Oladun is down south. She's one of my friends from real estate. I'm in Coldwell Banker. I'm a realtor. So this is important for me business-wise, economically. I mean, I live here and I want it to be nice where I am, but it affects everybody and it affects our business and real estate. And I'm trying to sell my sister a condo to stay here.
I want the water nice too.
Yeah, she wants the water nice. So we all want the water nice. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and talk more with the River Kids. And my sister, Catherine, and brother-in-law, Sam Massey, big supporters of the River Kids. Thanks. See, it's already happening? Yeah, and we're on Facebook Live still. Don't move it.
It's gonna make it go up a little bit.
Oh, go up a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right, so you don't have to squinch.
So
Okay.
let me let them sit down.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, it's-
No, it's good.
We'll bring in a chair and you can sit in the back.
Okay, we'll bring it in a chair and sit.
It's not a problem.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't understand.
you can share for two people.
Actually, Sam,
They
you
should
sit
sit,
down and I'll
the
sit on
two
your
of them should
chair.
get next to you, right?
Yeah, sure. We can flip around. This is all like fluid.
Yeah, it is.
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half. Well, hi, everybody. Richard, you're right in front of it. Everybody on Facebook, seeing Richard from the side profile. We need smaller chairs is what we need. We
I can
keep
bring
saying
you
that.
another chair.
Yeah, bring in one more chair. Catherine, you sit here.
There, and I'll bring one more.
And scooch in, Catherine, here. There we go. Yeah, and pull it all the way over, and then you're in the view.
studio.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute back. Hi, everybody on Facebook, and thanks for joining us. Hey, Beth Ann, Algie, and Caressa, thanks so much. And Joanne Lundberg is one of my friends and neighbors, and she used to live in my waterfront community and has moved on north up to St. Lucie County. But she cares just as much about this because this is something that when you come here from out of state or out of town, you expect things to be pristine because that's how it's always been. And that's another aspect of our business life that is affected is tourism.
30
So-
seconds.
30 seconds back on the radio. So everybody on Facebook, thank you for joining us. But I want to say thanks to Sam and Catherine for coming over this week so we could celebrate our anniversaries together, but also they really helped with my dancing efforts, with Dancing with the Martin Stars, and that was for the little babies in Martin County to have a healthy start through Healthy Start Coalition. And I raised over $38,000, but I didn't do it alone. These folks helped me. They did $37,500, right? No. And are we coming back, Frank?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Now back to the Martin County Difference here on WSTU Digital 1450. Back to your home.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming back on WSTUtv.com and 1450 AM and Facebook Live. Hello. And I'm Julia Sansevere. This is the Martin County Difference. And we are talking tonight with the River Kids and my sister, Catherine, and her husband, Sam Massey, who came on over here to Florida for a fun time with my husband and me for our anniversaries. We were married 1 year and 1 day apart. And we were down in Miami Beach today, enjoying the beautiful crystal clear water down there. And we were just saying how we can have that back. We know we can. And these wonderful, beautiful young women are proof that it's going to happen. And they're our best hope and our best bet for it. So the show started off with, talking about the River Kids and how it got started and everything. And we can continue to do that and about this wonderful booklet. If you're just joining us, this is a great booklet. You can go on riverscoalition.org and then River Kids and see the booklet. But this is being used in schools, which is great. And riverscoalition.org, is the place to get to them online. But also, you're on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we shared this earlier today on Facebook that this would be on tonight. I hope all your friends are tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
And the show started because I was doing Dancing with the Martin Stars. And I said, how am I going to raise all this money for all these babies? So I started the radio show, and it built into, let's show everybody what the Martin County Difference is. That's our saying, our motto, right? And we are different, and because we were down south. You guys saw high rises, lots of traffic.
Lots of traffic.
Right, we can speak up.
Lots of traffic.
Yes, and it took us quite a while to get back today. But we were frolicking in the sand and the water down there, and it is beautiful, and we were like, this is how it used to be. I know it did, because people have told me that. And so we want that. And the River Kids are working hard with the Rivers Coalition to put a spin on it and make it, I think it really helps bring out the reason why we do this. It's for the future, and this is our future right here, these beautiful young ladies. And it started with a lemonade stand. My sister and I did lemonade stands, but we didn't do anything with the money
Well,
except
we
buy
raised
cookies, I
$80.
think. That's all. And I don't think we raised $80. You raised $80. That's awesome. And Jackie Thurlow-Lippich is a friend of mine who's commissioner. She just finished her 8 years of being commissioner of Sewell's Point, and that's where this all got started. And tell us again how you did it. Let's see, right into there.
Lemonade stand?
Yeah, the lemonade stand.
Well,
for people joining us late.
My friend Evie and I, we were reading the newspaper one day and we saw the thing about the Haiti earthquake, which happened a while ago, but I remember that was big, like in the news and everything. So then the article below it was something about Rivers Coalition needing more youth to get involved with the fight for our river to save the water
Right.
and make it clean again. And so we decided, why not do something more local that that really affects us and we can inspire kids by.
Whoops.
So
Keep talking.
we raised about $80. So and we donated that to Rivers Coalition.
I turned this down. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
And we donated that to Rivers Coalition. And then it just grew from there, donating to different organizations, and ever since then we have over 400 members, and it's just really grown from what it started with.
Wow, that's a lot. That's great. So how does somebody join? Do they just go online or?
Well, at every organization we have, or at every event that we have a sign-up sheet. Also, you give your email, and then we'll give you email blasts anytime we have an event. I believe, can you sign up on Facebook? Or
You can go to the website
The
and
website.
sign up.
Okay,
The
riverscoalition.org/riverkids, right? And it's KIDZ with a Z. And you can be a member and get notified when there's an event. Do you have an event coming up? Anything coming up?
Not really that, not that soon, but we just had an event at Environmental Studies Center.
Okay.
And then I forgot, Friday from 11 to 2, we have the Sip and Shop at
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin.
Right.
Sorry, at Harbor Bay Plaza.
On Harbor Bay Plaza.
So a portion of the sales from 11 to 2 that day, this Friday, will go to River Kids.
Oh, that's great. Okay, good. So that's Nick Mader talking, and she's a river mom. So, and her daughters are Naya and Keely. I want to just introduce everybody again. Naya and Keely. And this is Olivia.
Hi.
Olivia Siegel. And Olivia's dad is also very involved with Bull Sugar. I didn't say a bad word. Bull Sugar is a wonderful organization that's really taken on the main cause we believe that there is still an issue, which is the sugar industry, who we want to work with, not against. We all want to work together and live together and play together. So, but we need to try to get the land that's south of Lake Okeechobee, right, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, and get that land so that we can send the water south as it used to do naturally, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was explaining that to my sister Catherine and Sam on the way back up from Miami Beach, and I think you got it, right? He was like,
Yeah.
what's the problem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, how do you
Like-
fix this?
And how do you fix it? And why is there a problem? And if you go on riverkids.org, well, riverscoalition.org and River Kids, there's 10 things every river kid should know. And this is great for adults and kids alike because it breaks it down about there's this big lake and there's an inlet to the Atlantic Ocean. What's the name of that?
Oh, the St. Lucie Inland and the Indian River Lagoon.
There you go, there you go. And then there's another river, the Kissimmee River, right? And where is that one?
That's by, isn't that by
That's
the sea?
north?
Yeah.
North? Right.
Of
And
St.
it
Joseph's.
used to be crooked,
Yeah,
right?
and
And they straighten it out. They being man, and they think they're improving things, right? The Army Corps of Engineers. So we have to keep working with our other men and women of government to try to get them to focus on the solutions. And the Kissimmee River did the thing with the winding river so that the water would cleanse itself.
Oxbows.
Oxbows. Thank you, Frank. Yes, Frank's our engineer. And he knows all these good words, and he Googles things for me. Thank you, Frank. So it would go back and forth, and it would cleanse itself on the way down into Lake Okeechobee. Well, now, that finished happening the way it should. So pesticides and things were just dumping into the lake. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I got my chorus here. My good chorus. And so now they put some crooked things back in it, right? And the whole point is this bears repeating. We wanted the canal going west. We, meaning in the 1920s and 30s, Martin County and Stewart, this was something we campaigned for.
Oh, absolutely. It was a big sales pitch because they wanted the accessibility to the Gulf Coast.
Right. And as our wonderful friend with Rivers Coalition last week, Daryl Brand, told us, you know, this was something that would create a lot of farmland, and and because the lake already gave lots of water, it was rich land. So this became a big farming area. So yay for oranges and all that stuff. But we need to also be mindful of what's already here and not change it so that it makes it bad for you guys and your children in the future. So, and what is the government doing that you think that they could do better? What are some things that we could maybe ask Joe Negron to do? Would we ask him to make a pitch to the Senate in Florida to buy the land? Is that what we really want?
I think the main thing is just buying the land and sending it south. I don't know a whole lot about politics or anything like that, so I can't really give you like a detailed answer, but I just know
we want details.
from experience, I just know that we definitely need to buy that land, that portion that you said, that
Right.
however many acres,
Right.
and send the water south. So
Right.
that's just the main thing we're focused on right
Right.
now.
And as we talked about last week, Amendment 1 was the amendment that 75% of Floridians voted for, and I told Catherine and Sam this today, that
Not in this election cycle, that was
No,
the previous.
the previous
Yeah.
election, thank you Frank for
Yeah.
straightening us out. The previous election cycle that we all agreed we would gather lots of money based on the homestead, and you know, a percentage of that would save off, and then they would buy the land. Seems simple enough, but it didn't happen. So we were all disappointed, and that's what we want to happen. We want that money that's been set aside from Amendment 1 to be now used to buy this land south of the lake, because the option to buy the land is going to expire, I think is it 2018 or 2020? It's something like that. It's coming up. We had a 10-year option, I think, or something. So we really want you, Senator Negron, and the others out there, Gail Harrell, she's been a wonderful proponent for the Good River. Please listen to our cry for help. And you live here too, and I know you want it good, so talk to your other legislators, and let's see if we can work with Big Sugar, not have them work against us. And we know that campaign funds, you know, lobbyists, that happens, that they donate to their campaigns, and we need to maybe not take that money, right? So that's kind of one of the issues, is that we need independent legislators, congressmen and senators and all those guys. Our representatives need to be working for the people, not big corporations. Okay, my little political soapbox. I want to say hi to Lisa Pinkley. Thanks for joining us. Kim Conroy. And let's see who else. Lori Dubay. Hi, Lori. And Andrea McAvoy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. And like us and share us, and please share this video, and it will be on YouTube later on, and it'll be on Julia Sansevere, The Martin County Difference with Julia Sansevere. And as I said, this is my wonderful family back here, my sister Catherine and Sam Massey, who helped me with the fundraising for Dancing with the Martin Stars, and raised over $38,000. And you can find me on Facebook at Julia Sansevere, Florida Waterfront Specialist. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker here in Stewart. My number is 772-919-1385. I'm also on Twitter at Julia Sansevere. And I watched enough talk shows last night that now I know, oh, you say this, and then you say that, and then you say that. And I want to thank my guests. And we're going to take a slight break, and I want you to stay with us. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk more about this wonderful booklet and what All River Kids is doing. Thanks. My own music. I didn't. I don't know. Oh, I wanted to talk about the petition. That's what we'll talk about.
We're gonna be back in a minute.
In 1 minute, okay.
Our Everglades?
Yeah, that, and the one that was started in 2012 about the fertilizers and how that did some good, you know. Well, it's here. I know that, what? Oh, the DAR, the SAR.
SAR, yeah, I got San Luis River SAR chapter.
Good,
And just the election, just
Okay.
not politics, just,
that's fine.
okay.
So we'll have you talk into the mic, and we'll pull it. You have to really be right here with
I'll get on top of it.
Okay, good. So,
No, switch with Maya.
25 seconds.
okay, 25 seconds.
seconds.
So stay with us on Facebook. We're coming back on the radio.
Here's another chair. Yeah, go
There's
over in the
another
other
chair.
chair.
And Donna Moore says, buy the land. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, buying the land, sending the river, the water from Lake Okeechobee south through a river flowway. And it would not flood houses in the glades. It would not damage any crops. This would be a flowway, and it's something that is part of the plan to fix things. So it's out
Now
there
back
too.
to the Martin County Difference here on WSTU Digital 1450. Back to your host, dance and realtor, Julia Sens.
Hi everybody, okay, Julia Sansevere here. Yeah, you're dancing realtor, that's me. You can see the Latin hustle that I did. I got 3 nines and I raised over $38,000 for Healthy Start Coalition. It's on Facebook at Julia Sansevere, Dancing with the Martin Stars. And tonight in the studio, not only are the River Kids, who are wonderful, doing great things for Martin County, my sister, Catherine Massey, and her husband, Sam Massey, really helped kick me off in the right direction, the Latin Hustle kick, with a big donation. They were my sponsors, my salsa sponsors, and they came over from Texas to see me do the dance.
That's huge.
That is huge!
Yeah.
I mean, that psychologically...
Well, they do everything big in Texas.
That's right. And I had big hair that night and everything. No, but that psychologically just put me over the moon. I couldn't have asked for anything better than to have my family with me. And they came, not only them, but they brought 2 of our nieces with them, and kids and everything. But Sam, I want you to talk to us about what you're involved in, because it's a valuable thing to do with the community, and St. Lucie has a chapter here.
Yeah, sure. I just, I'm a little sleepy today. I stayed up for the whole process last night. I was fairly shocked. I'm sure everybody was. You'll probably remember this with...
Well, it's certainly a history-making
Yes,
event.
history making. Yes, and I was reminded of, you know, what we do when we're in this shock. We have to kind of go through a grieving process sometimes. I mean, whether you enjoyed last night's results or whether you were shocked or not, or whatever.
Shocked in a good way or a bad way.
Or a bad way,
Right.
yeah.
And as I said today, we witnessed not only matrimonial history right here,
Oh, right.
but political history. So we
Right.
had 2 anniversaries, 23 and 24 years, 1 day and 1 year apart, and we had a good time. But I brought you up to speed on the river and our issues here, and you know, we'll be talking about the train in the future. I'll be having those folks on. We've got our issues, but we need to work together, and that's what we've been talking about today.
Exactly. So, and I was reminded of what some patriots did, and I call them patriots, did after the Civil War. Men from both sides got together and said, okay, what is our common ground? And they were reminded that, of course, the American Revolution was our common ground. And so they formed the Sons of the American Revolution. Most people don't know about the sons. They all know about the daughters. But there is a chapter of the Sons here in St. Lucie area, the St. Lucie chapter. And these guys, you don't have to be a Republican, a Democrat, a Trumpite, or a Hillary fan. It doesn't matter about your political persuasions. The focus is America. And so to keep us all focused on our history, the good things about it, helping young people learn about history, it's really a good thing. So I just encourage people to not step out of the process, but step in.
That's great. That's a wonderful point. I had no idea where you're going, and that is just beautifully said.
Oh, thanks.
And as I said to Sam a couple times today, I said, you're the thinking man. I would ask a question and boom, there was the answer. So I really appreciate that. That's really very, very from the heart.
Yeah.
And Sam is from Tennessee, if you couldn't tell. He's a transplant to Texas, but comes from good family, and he definitely has sunk in full force, foot, line, and sinker? No, hook, line, and sinker with SAR. You're running it in Texas, as I understand.
No, I'm just a member in a local chapter. I'm the communications chairman for the state of Texas, and I'm on the IT committee for SAR. But I have a good time with it, and it's a good group of guys.
It really
Catherine
is.
goes to some of the
Right.
events, and she says we have more fun than the ladies do. So, can I share the website for the local chapter?
Please do, yeah.
It's www. St. Lucie River, FLSSARC.org.
Okay, well, I'll put that in the YouTube posting. Also, when this goes on YouTube, I always post this Facebook Live broadcast on YouTube, so you can find it again, and we'll put the website there, because I won't remember it. You'll give that to me later, right? But I want to thank everybody who's been joining on. It's just been a great night to talk about this. You know, I think there'll be a great coming together. When there's change, such a seismic change that we've had in our country, I think it sets everybody up and says, well, we got work to do, and let's work together to get this done. And, you know, it will affect everything. It affects our lives that we live, that we go to school and we play. It affects our work life, whether we work in a bank or we work in real estate, as I do, and I'm out and about with people. I think everybody realizes, you know, this is the greatest country on earth. And it has the best natural resources, and we need to take care of that. And so you're an environmentalist, no matter who you vote for. You love the earth, and you want to take care of it. And that's what these young ladies have decided, to take the bull by the horns. And I'm so glad that Sam and Catherine are here to witness this, because this is what the essence of the Martin County difference is to me. And I want to thank Jackie Thurlow Lippish's niece, Evie Flaw, who started it with you, right? And wish she could have been here tonight, but she's doing what tonight?
Powder
Puff football practice, yeah. Go, Evie! And hi, Jackie. I know you couldn't stop by tonight. You're with your family, but I want to thank Jackie for all she does. Please look at her blog. She's been taking a nice trip down Lake Okeechobee, down through the glades, sending us back photographs from there, how Lake Okeechobee looks, what it's all about. I think not enough of us have ever been there or seen it. I went there once, and I went like, well, you don't see anything. You know, there's a big berm. It's like, where's the water? Well, it's a big dike, and that's the whole point, is that...
The Herbert Hoover Dike.
Herbert Hoover Dike, right. Does everybody know about the Herbert
Yeah.
Hoover Dike?
Yeah.
Okay, you've had that.
do, yeah.
You've had that lesson. Well, the petition, I wanted to talk about the petition. There was one in 2012 that was about stopping the fertilizers. Jackie got that started, Jackie Thurlow Lippish, right? Okay, and that was to keep the runoff from going directly into the Indian River Lagoon and the St. Lucie River. And that was pretty successful, you know, but not enough progress has been made, because there are not enough regulations to say you can only do this many parts per billion in the water. You know, they're like, mind your P's and Q's, you know, take good care of the water that you're letting go off there, and, you know, do your best. So we need to probably get that more in line, you know, that the best management practices, they're self-policing. So we know how that works.
Right.
Not too great sometimes. We need to place fertilizer restrictions and enact some local ordinances, I think. But there's a new petition out there, and I can encourage everybody, please tell us what it is. Go ahead, don't be shy. Now or Never Glades?
Well, it's called the Now or Never Glades
Right.
Declaration.
The declaration.
We're trying to get as many people to sign it as possible.
And I think that's a great name, because it blends in now or never and the Everglades. And if not now, when? Because this has been going on since the 20s and 30s. And it's a seasonal thing. I did have some customers here who said, well, does this happen all the time? Like, lately it's happened a few years here and there, yeah. But it is a natural process of the runoff and the heat and the rain, and it builds up and creates toxic algae. And so what we want to try to do is Sam was talking about, you know, you have a company that could help with that. So I think a lot of companies stepped up to the plate when they had that big emergency water meeting at the commissioners to try to do something about it and be proactive and clean it before it gets into the lake. That would be one thing to do. These are some of the solutions. Have you talked about that as River Kids? Some of the solutions, things like that?
Well, tell them about our event in July.
What's your event in July?
Go ahead, Olivia.
Were you,
The toxicology event?
yeah, we
Closer to the mic.
Well, in July, in the middle of
Yes.
summer, we had an event called Toxic Algae Sucks.
Oh, yeah, SUX.
SUX.
Yeah,
I remember-
SUX.
Okay.
We developed that concept in the T-shirt. We developed, the River Kids developed the concept, the T-shirts, the stickers, the signs, and we put them all over the place, and we gave out T-shirts to everybody. But tell them about the event, Nye, the tie-dye event.
So basically, it was kind of like our past lemonade stands that we've had in a while, except we were tie-dyeing T-shirts. So every kid would have a T-shirt that they could tie-dye, and just I think we sold lemonade too, actually. So it was like a 2-in-1 event basically, and people could stop by, give donations. They could just drive their car right through. It was at Souls Point Park, and we had like food trucks there and everything. So a lot of people showed up. So that was just a great event to spread awareness and inspire people.
That's fantastic. Well, I remember seeing the saying, toxic algae sucks. I'm like, that's great. Good marketing. And, you know, it's easy to remember. It's short and sweet.
Some parents didn't like it. But that
Really?
was okay. We were so mad we had to say it, and actually Jackie Thurlow-Lippish and I said, we both agreed that was great. So.
Yeah, I think it absolutely is great. And Sam, you just had something you wanted to add about an event coming up?
Yes, just a reminder that this Friday is Veterans Day, so please, please say something to somebody you know, a grandfather or someone you know is involved in any of the, I guess, wars or whatever to protect our country.
Yeah, we owe our veterans a great debt, and actually on November 12th, there will be an event, a walk in their shoes. It's sponsored by Courage on All Fronts. It's, sponsors and vendors are still wanted. It's in downtown Stewart Memorial Park. It starts at 10 a.m. And a walk in their shoes is a care package drive fundraiser. You don't have to walk, you just bring things there. It's for our American troops. Participants will bring a backpack with items, join the walkathon with their backpacks, then the items will be donated at the end of the walk. Or you can just drop off the backpack if you really are too tired and you can't walk. But there will be raffles and prizes, a canine demo from Stewart Police Department, face painting, balloon animals from Cookie the Clown. And so suggested items are batteries, AA batteries, baby wipes, Band-Aids, beef jerky, cough drops, eye drops, fruit snacks, Gatorade, hand warmers, hard candy, hot cocoa, instant soup, cotton black socks, and trail mix. So love a veteran and bring a backpack full of some good things. And you can call Alicia at 225-305-2480 or go to ACHEPLICK, that looks like AchePlick, at gmail.com. So ACHE like ache, PLIC at gmail.com. And that's a great, worthy cause. And just to give out my information again, you know, find me on Twitter at Julia Sansevere. Also, I'm at Coldwell Banker here in Stewart. I work in residential real estate, and I've got a great new listing up in St. Lucie. A beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom pool home. It's just gorgeous, mint condition. Seasonal owners, the greatest price. I can't believe it's getting shown a lot. Yay! $264,900, and it's a beautiful, pristine, great. It's only 10 minutes to Jensen Beach. It's good for people with boats. And I have another listing out in Lake Tuscany, and that's a 5-bedroom house with 2.5 bathrooms, 2-story in a gated community, only $399,000. It's a foreclosure, so come one, come all. The bank is ready to deal. I just want to thank my guest again tonight. We've had Nick Mater over here, our river mom, and her daughters Naya and Keely, here and here. And we had Olivia Siegel. Hi, Olivia, who knows so much good information. Thank you so much. From the River Kids. And remember, go to riverscoalition.org/riverkids and they're on Facebook. And my sister, Catherine Massey, and her husband, Sam Massey, and my husband behind the camera, Richard, we had a good time down in Miami Beach, and it promoted our real desire to see what you guys are going to do in the future, because without you, we're nothing. So thank you very much for all you're doing, for all you've done, and keep up the good work. And remember to donate to River Kids. You can go online at riverscoalition.org. You can volunteer and look for their events coming up. And just remember, we don't have to live this way. So write your congressman, go on the Rivers Coalition. There's a lot of people that we can write to who are still in office, some who got in. How are we doing?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right. So everybody, thanks for tuning in to WSTUTV.com and 1450 AM and on Facebook Live. And let's see, a lot of people, Caressa, Beth and Algie, Lori Dubay. Thanks, Lori. And having a good time tonight with Lisa Pinkley. And we appreciate all of you tuning in. And we'll see you next week on Wednesday night, 7 p.m.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Oh, thanks.
You're good.
I talk a lot.
Have you ever seen her do that?
I've seen her do it
Yeah,
on
we
there,
watch it at home.
and I think she's really good on the radio.
Please don't say all this, I gotta live with it.
So when did you just started this when you didn't help me start?
Yes, but I have a broadcasting background. I was an actress.
She did acting in New York and all, so, and
And we
tell you,
worked
this
in
is so
NBC.
much,
But
this is so much better now.
It's a sweet
This
spot.
is what I like to
Just
do.
like
It's
you're
good.
so yeah, I'm just
natural.
like, wow, like thinking of all the stuff to say. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, very
Really
natural.
good.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough for being my guests.
Well, thank you for having me.
Sorry I got the names all like,
Oh, it doesn't
you're
matter.
all adorable. That's all I know.
No, it means a lot because it really does reach into
Yeah.
other
Oh, Frank,
audiences,
can you
so.
turn that down? Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. So we're just saying goodbye on Facebook. Wave, bye.
Bye.
And we'll be on YouTube later. All right, thanks. So you hit the